Have you ever stopped to think why the rent and the property taxes and the property prices are so high in these major cities? Have you ever just maybe considered perhaps that there's something not quite right? I mean, who are all these people that can afford to buy like a 3-2 house for $250,000? Who are these people? That's not even in a good neighborhood. And if you want something decent, it's like $400,000. If you want to live in a decent condo, $200,000, already. And the association fees are so high. We're looking at cities like San Francisco, Las Vegas, Miami, New York, Chicago, Seattle. What's driving these prices, right? Well, I think there's a few things that are doing it. The first thing is foreign buyers. You see, there are people that have money, maybe even ill-gotten money, from other countries, other places, other areas. And what happened is they pull this money out of their countries because their countries are full of turmoil, and it's not a country that's solid. It's not a country that's reliable. It's not a country that you can depend on. There's all kinds of weird things going on in there. The banking system is all screwed up. So what they're doing is they're taking the money out of their countries and they're putting it into the real estate market of the United States. So we've had a lot of people from China that was doing that. Then we also have people from South America, from Russia, from all over the world that are just bringing their money over to the U.S. and they're investing in real estate here. Real estate in the same cities that you and I live in. And so what happens is the prices get driven up. And so the real estate developers get rich. The realtors make a lot of commission. The real estate investors that buy and speculate or buy and flip, they do well. The problem is, what about the people that live here? Again, what's going on with them? It's tough because the people that live here, nobody thinks about them. They have to figure out how they're going to survive. So a lot of people end up getting roommates for their little condos. They get roommates for their little houses. They move in with their parents. There are people in their 30s and 40s that still haven't moved out yet because they simply can't afford it. The amount of money that's being paid at the job just doesn't, it doesn't equate, it doesn't equal to something that they can live off of. And so that's a tragedy. Anyway, so that's the first thing, is the foreign people, the foreign investors. The next thing that we have going on here is the speculation, right? So a lot of people are just buying up properties. They're speculating. They're gambling. They think that if they buy something now for $200K, that in a year it's going to be worth $400K, and then people come in and they're all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and they buy it. So that's that. And the next thing is the banking system. Okay, so I also noticed that these banks, right? It's the loans that push these prices up. You could put a property on the market for like $125, and then a buyer comes by and offers you like $150, and somebody else comes by and offers you $155 because there's like a bidding war, and the bank is like, okay, I'll lend you $175, and then the bank just gives them the money. You're like, oh, I wanted $125, but I sold it for $175. Oh, okay. And then people start to get greedy. Neighbors start talking to each other. Did you know your property is worth this? You can sell it for this much. And, Joe just sold it for that, and blah, 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 blah. And then all the prices go up, and the banks are backing this. Because people don't think about the actual cost, the actual price of the house. They think about, how much it's going to cost every month. They think about the monthly payment, not about the price of the house. So that's another thing. So you got to be careful, man. Again, that's why it's so important to go after these motivated sellers. You want to go after people that are motivated, that are hungry, that need to sell ASAP, they don't care about bidding wars or waiting for like 2 or 3 or 4 months for someone to get financing from a bank to get top dollar. We're looking for people who need to sell. And when you find someone who needs to sell, that's when you get a property under contract for a price that makes sense. You don't want to spend time, mining data. Like that could get very expensive very quickly. So you want to focus your efforts on generating leads, getting people to call you, and moving forward from there, developing relationships with these sellers. Sometimes they're not willing to move forward immediately with a price that you suggest. But as long as you develop a relationship and you talk to them and you see how they're doing and just follow up and be like their friend, then they'll be more than happy to work with you and bargain with you. So this is about developing relationships. This is the most effective way to get involved in this business, because this is not a real estate business. This is actually a people business. So if you have any comments, please leave them down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to these video series. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Take care.